Yo, what is good, everybody? It's your boy, Golden Falls, Golden What If, whatever you want to call me. And I'm back. I'm back with the finale of What If Isagi had a stat leveling system. And this is, like I said, the finale. It is going to be over after this part. Will I come back to this eventually? Maybe. But I only do the anime. I know some of you may be disappointed by that. For one, I have not read the manga. I'm going to keep that a stack. I have not read the manga, for one. And secondly, I know most of you who comment do or have read the manga, but a lot of the people that have viewed the video, I guarantee you have not, and I've just watched the anime and they just really like the anime. So for me personally, I just stick to the anime, but when the season 2 comes out and it's basically finished up or mostly finished up, then you probably will see season 2 from me. I might come back to these old what ifs eventually when that comes around. That's like a year from now. But still, I hope y'all enjoy. And if y'all enjoy so much so that I have to read the manga and I have to do some of the manga, then so be it. But with that said, I'm not going to waste that much more of your time because it's the finale and I'm excited. Let's get into it. Let's get it. Isagi, Nagi, and Bachira. Now this is going to be fireworks. Those three versus Rin, Tokumitsu, and Junpei. All we know is that Rin is supposedly a monster with the number 1 on his arm. Isagi, all he can think about and fixate on is the idea that Rin is insane. Rin is some crazy competitor and elite striker. That's all he can think about. So when the match begins, Isagi would set up Bachira as quick as possible, leading off to a quick tap pass to Nagi, and Nagi, the god of soccer, would chip the ball in easily for their first goal. Working together, well, it was pretty simple to score. But it seems that Rin is just downloading. Isagi can see this and begins speaking to him, saying and asking what he thinks about everything that's going on. I mean, he obviously has something on his mind. Rin wouldn't say a word, but then eventually would tell him to just shut his mouth and watch, as Rin would immediately take a shot from kickoff and it would go in. It is now tied 1-1. Of course, they know that they need to get to 5, and with the shorter field, it did make it easier for Rin to score a goal just the way he did. Isagi would see this, and he would smirk. You really are great. Rin Itoshi. That sounds familiar. Oh, you must be the little brother. Isagi would say this and he would begin to chuckle. Rin would say that he's going to destroy his brother. His brother will be a distant memory, especially after all of them watch him become the best. Of course, Isagi would chuckle at this and say that he's not the only one here to prove something. Off the kickoff, Isagi would copy exactly what Rin does, lasering the ball through on kickoff, making it 2-1 in favor of the white team, or in favor of Izaki's team. Rin would be shocked in a way. That's something he really didn't expect at all. He's heard of this guy and he's seen some things that he's done, but that is not something that he thought was going to happen. Izaki then tells Rin that he won't let that little kickoff thing happen again. He assumes that Rin won't be allowing him to do that ever again, but he wants to make sure that's clear between both of them. Rin wouldn't say a word, just serious, and Junpei and also Tokumitsu would kind of say a couple things that would regard to Rin, thinking that maybe he's rattled. Tokumitsu would begin to panic, thinking that, oh no, their leader's rattled. The best player in Blue Lock right now is rattled. And Rin wouldn't say a word. He would just get ready for a fight. Or, well, what he sees as a fight. He thinks this is life or death. That is what football is to him. life or death. That is all that matters. He would then set up his team relatively quickly, but it would seem as if Isagi begins to read them. Nagi himself is playing relatively good defense. Nothing super insane, especially because Junpei is obviously towering above him. He's very lengthy, he's tall, he can jump high. So Rin sees that as the way to more or less score. But quickly he would realize that all of his pass lanes are slowly but surely getting clogged. He's not sure why, but every single little movement he's doing, it seems like it's getting picked up as if he's entirely marked. Isagi would be on his trail. Everywhere he goes, he reads it. Every place he goes, he can see him. He continues to follow Rin, but it seems like Rin is slowly but surely picking up on little things that Isagi does himself, something that would hopefully get him off his game. Isagi's still not necessarily reading the field to its greatest degree, but he is slowly but surely turning the other two that let's on all transparency, not as good as Rin into liabilities. Yes, Junpei may be tall, lengthy, and all of that, but when Rin tries to more or less just use his strength or his length and also height to the advantage, he would then, or Isagi would then more or less backpedal on this. He would then trap him, but then bait him. He would bait him into passing something actually incorrect, and he would steal the ball. Rin would be shocked. He had the confidence to peel off of Rin, knowing that he has insane amounts of range. Why would he do that? Is he an idiot? Isagi would take it up the sideline, and as he's basically just full speed ahead, more or less copying movements from Chiguri, he's not as fast as him, but he's copying the strides, the movement. Rin seems to not be able to even keep up, but Tokimitsu can. He begins to full speed ahead, trying to catch up to Isagi, but as he does, Isagi would tap the ball through his legs. What? Tokimitsu would miss the ball just barely, but he's able to switch courses really quickly. But as he does, well, Isagi would pop the ball up. This looks like a move from Nagi. He would tap the ball from one foot to the other as he would get the ball just around Tokimitsu. But as he kicks it, Tokimitsu realizes that there's no way Isagi will get to it before him, so he kind of smiles at this. He's happy, he's about to do something great, but just as he does this, he didn't see the person, that he left. He didn't realize and forgot. Bachira is right there. Bachira would pick the ball up. Even though he's not faster than him, he was in a better position. Yes, Isagi might not see the field as good as Rin, but at the same time, he can still move these people around like chess pieces, but based on their own free will. Isagi has chemistry with not only Bachira, but also Nagi. Yes, not to the extent that he has with Bachira, but Rin has zero chemistry with them. Rin is as if he's the chess master trying to forcibly move magnets that are chess pieces stuck to the table, and he's trying to pick them up and move them. It's a hassle. It's hard. It's difficult. Isagi, it's different. It's as if the chess pieces are moving at a click of a button, as if they know before he even visually tells them. Bachira would shoot, and they would score another goal, making it 3-1. Rin would see that there's a couple things that they need to tie up. They need to overwhelm Isagi. Maybe they can overwhelm his senses. Maybe, no, he has an idea. He'd pass the ball to Tokimitsu, and he would tell him to go right ahead. Tokimitsu would be confused. Whoa, I mean, does he really have confidence in him like that? It's not that simple though. Rin would begin utilizing his off-ball movement as best he possibly can, cutting through the defense so that he could try to manipulate Isagi in a certain way, get him to a certain spot on the field, but at the same time, utilize the muscle of Tokimitsu so that maybe, just maybe, he'll draw more attention. And luckily enough, this was a smart assumption. Isagi would realize that he can't fully mark Rin and utilize his own speed to keep up if he allows Tokimitsu to just barrel through Bachira. Bachira may be talented, but defensively, he's kind of weak, at least physically. Bachira would be getting more or less back down. He would easily get, Tokimitsu would easily get past Bachira. He begins to just muscle his way through. Nagi would then collapse, but just as Nagi collapses, everything around collapses. Bachira in a situation like this, if it was, well, Nagi on the other end, he would know not to collapse in this regard, to rely on Isagi to pick up the slack, to make a gamble, make an assumption on the field that needed to happen. But Nagi would come through with help defense, and as he does, well, a simple pass to the man running in the shadows, Rin. Boom. One shot, one kill. Straight through the goal, and it's another goal for Team Red. Team Red now has 2 points, but Isagi's team is still up 3-2. Rin knows that they need to have and make a stop. He doesn't know how they're going to do it, but he'll figure it out. He begins thinking, what will stop them? What's going to stop them entirely? It's Nagi is not developed enough. Nagi, he's not good enough, at least in terms of, well, Junpei not keeping up with him. What about Bachira? No. It seems like Isagi's just, he's the one that flows everything. He's the one that does everything. He begins to see the field. Rin begins to develop from the challenge that's in front of him. He's now seeing it. He's truly seeing it. Isagi tries to set up a play, but truly he would get careless. He would kick the ball and Rin would read it. There is no setup now that he cannot see. He kicks the ball down as it's more or less high pointed toward Nagi, but in a place that Nagi can control it on his own so that he won't get out jumped. Nagi would try to do this, but Rin would make a gamble himself, trying to steal the ball, and does just that. Rin would then take Isagi on one-on-one, feeling that he needs to take him on one-on-one. Isagi would break down and get ready, and as he does, he would think to himself, right or left? Right or left? No, it's not that simple. But he needs to draw something out of Rin. He needs to do it quick. So he tries just that. But the dribble move is too good. He gets past Isagi. Just barely. Just enough. Isagi would then turn around and try to make up for distance. But it seems like Rin is outpacing him. He's outrunning him. Damn. I let him trick me? No way. He outsmarted me. As Rin is racing down the field, Isagi's in his own head. How did he... Wait. Predictability. I'm too predictable. He kicks the ball through the net. It is now 3-3. Isagi begins to think. Predictable. That's it. He begins to brainstorm to himself. What does he have to do to not be predictable? What has he not shown? That's what he's not shown them. Isagi would do something that nobody would expect. Nobody. Everything that he's seen from here on out in Blue Lock, every single thing. From, well, Kunagami's striking in the mid-range, from Bachira's dribbling, from, well, Nagi's control, to even Reio's passing. Everything he's seen in Blue Lock, he's been storing in his mind. So when that screen came up, when his HUD menu came up and he saw Copycat as an ability, he knew that eventually this would come in handy. Nagi may be the god of this field. And he could tell that if this game went on to up to 10, Nagi would become a player unstoppable, and he could create a true god that would rule this field. But unfortunately, it's not up to 10. You don't win by making 10 goals, you win by making 5. So he thinks to himself, what can he do to get this goal? He needs to be hungry. He needs to starve himself and then devour. He passes the ball to Bachira and tells him to go to work. Bachira's interested by this. His soccer, his brand of soccer. But Tokumitsu is keeping it close, very close. But Bachira gets a feeling as if it's in the back of his neck, telling him not to show everything, not to show out and do everything, not to do anything insane, not to make a break right, not to make a break left. He's not sure what this is. It's a pinch. He looks around. There's no monster. Who is talking to him? He looks to his side out of the corner of his eye. A monster isn't talking to him. It's the king. Of course, Bachira sees it. Just as he thinks about this, it's a feeling of a predator, a tiger, no, the lion, the one that stalks, the one that waits so long even though his stomach is growling, even though he's starving. Isagi has just became the king. He would steal the ball from Bachira. Tokumitsu would be completely shocked. Did he just take the ball from his teammate? Bachira would smirk. He is truly the king. Isagi would dash by, and Rin would try to close the distance, but he's taking a horrible angle. He doesn't know what to do. He has to stop him, even if it means fouling him. Rin slides and tries to slide tackle through the legs of Isagi. He really thinks that this is the only way to stop him. He's not in position. It was unpredictable. He's unpredictable. Just as he tries to, though, he leaps over, as if the roar of the lion told him to do just that, leaping over the legs of Rin, and there's a clear path to the goal. This is his range. Baro, he may be the king, but what happens when someone like Isagi copies the king, the villain king? He kicks the ball, and it's drilled into the top right corner of the goal. 4-3. Now this is the game everybody's been waiting for. This is the game that Isagi has been searching for. He's now up 1 point, and now Rin has the ball in his court, or on his side of the field. Rin knows that he needs to do something outlandish. What is he going to do? He has to evolve. He has to transcend. He can't be beaten. He's going to let this guy beat him? Rin begins to think. He needs to... No, he can't be unpredictable. How is that going to work? He needs to do something. No, he doesn't know. Of course, his other two teammates would yell for him, telling him that it's time to get ready. He thinks that the best play they have is Junpei. Maybe outranging Nagi. Maybe, just maybe, he'll be able to do that. Maybe he'll be able to outleap him, header it in. Even Rin is questioning himself now. How is this guy doing this? He's doing something that he's never thought would be even imaginable. Rin would get ready, passing the ball quickly to Tokumitsu, thinking that maybe muscling their way down would begin to actually start and open up pathways he needs to see. But as he runs and cuts through the defense, all he sees is darkness. It's as if his eyes are closed. There's nothing there. No, there has to be. There has to be. I need to think. Wait. I'm thinking about this all wrong. I need to think of this like a striker. Rin would cut across, and he would tell Tokumitsu to pass him the ball. No. Tokumitsu would just inherently kick the ball to him. Rin would take on Isagi one-on-one. Isagi would tell him that this time it's going to be different. Rin has a crazed look in his eye. Rin would then tell Isagi that this time will be the same, but at the same time, he'll make sure that he devours him. Izaki's confused. What the hell is he on about? Rin is locked down, completely locked down. What does he have in mind? What does he think he's gonna shoot? But why? How? He's not even open. There's no way he can get it past Isagi. There's no way. Rin believes he needs to get creative. He believes that he has to pull out all the stops. There's no way around it. Rin would set himself up. He would actually get around Isagi just enough. He actually gets around him utilizing dribble moves he saw from Bachira. Hard, very hard to predict. And that's what he wants. A shot by Rin would go soaring. But at the same time, it looked off. It looked weird. Why? He knows that it was a risky shot, and he knows he was off balance, but it gave him enough room. He had enough room. It then clangs, and a loud vibration can be heard. It hit the crossbar, and it bounces right in front of Isagi, who's already running in the direction of the goal. How did he know? Rin would stand there shocked. Isagi chipped the ball. He knew and seen Bachira's movement so much. Whatever Rin did, he may have tried to get outside the box. He may have tried, but it's harder to get outside the box than he would possibly even imagine. That one little chip made it so that the ball would spin and hit the crossbar. Isagi would then take the ball and he would pass it up right to Bachira. He would tell Rin that there's no point in moving. He saw something. He tried to mimic Bachira. He tried. But that's the thing. It's so difficult to mimic someone that is so unpredictable. Yes, his own, intuition just cost him the match. He thought that he could confuse Isagi with Bachira's movement. Really interesting. It was gutsy, off balance. He almost had it. But Rin forgot one thing. Isagi is just better. As Isagi's saying this, Rin begins darting off, but Isagi just marks him, saying that all he can do now is watch his lowly teammates lose. Isagi is ramped up. He doesn't even want this last goal. Rin would mock him, saying that he's not a true striker. He's so far from it. He doesn't even want the goal. Bachira would continue dribbling, and Tokumitsu wouldn't even be able to keep up. It's as if Bachira is smiling. And the other teammate, Junpei, would come in, but even him, he doesn't even stand a chance. He gets nutmegged, and it's nothing. Nagi's wide open, but guess what? Bachira is in his own world. Bachira is playing his own soccer, his own football. Bachira would kick the ball, and Rin would watch. He watches as the arm of Isagi is on his side. The arm is blocking him away, as if now there's someone else stopping him from reaching his goal. The goal would go through, and Isagi, Nagi, and Bachira would win 5-3. Rin would be shocked. What just happened? No way, they just lost. They couldn't have lost. No, He can't accept this. He won't accept this. Isagi would stop him. It's time for you to accept it. You lost, but you're the best challenge I've had so far. Someone that could read almost everything on the field. Someone that is athletic, uses soccer or football as a purpose. You may truly be the best striker on this field. Of course, Rin hates to hear this, telling Isagi to stop mocking him. They won. To rub it in his face. What is he? He has zero ego? No ego? Nothing? He's pissed. Why is he telling him this? Why is he saying this? He's frustrated. Isagi would then look toward Nagi and also Bachira. He would wave them off, and both of them would smirk as they give him a thumbs up. Rin, Itoshi, we choose you. Of course, Rin would be frustrated by this. Now he has to work with the people that he just... Damn it! He's pissed, frustrated. How is he this far above him? Isagi would turn around and look at him and say that sometimes people are just far more blessed than you could possibly even imagine. Isagi wouldn't say another word, and they would walk off. 4 of them. Bachira, Nagi, Isagi, and Rin Itoshi. Now this is an elite threat, especially when you look at who the next challenge they will face. Their next challenge is simple, very simple, but great at the same time. It's Kunigami, Chuguri, Ryo, and the king himself, Baro. Yes, this may seem at the face value like a test, another test, but it's not. It's not even close. Isagi watches as Kunigami has evolved, Chiguri has evolved, even Ryo, in a certain extent, has evolved. But the king is too much for them to handle. The king leaves them open to too many goals. And when he finally realizes that it's time for him to devour, time for him to feed his own hunger, it's already too late. Isagi knows what he's going to do greater than he can even do it. So the 5th goal that would be scored, Rin would orchestrate it. But at the same time, Isagi would come behind Rin, stealing the ball. The villain king has been copied, and Rin watches as Isagi blitzes through everybody, and Kunigami even tries to stop him. But it's as if Izaki's on a different level. He's so far gone that there is no stopping him. 1 kick, 1 goal, and 5-0. The team of Baro, Kunigami, Chiguri, and Ryo has been eliminated. And now it's time for the team of Isagi, Nagi, Bachira, and Rin to choose who they want. Now, Isagi would sit there and even question what Rin thinks. He would ask Bachira and even Nagi. Nagi would want Ryo, but he understands that Ryo is not the best of the bunch. He does understand that. Isagi would look at Rin, asking him, who do you think would make the best teammate and would be the best for our team? Rin would look at Isagi in disgust. Why the hell are you asking me? Just choose already. You've already chosen from the very beginning, haven't you? Isagi would smile. Wow, it's like we're best friends, Rin. You already knew. Isagi would look and nod. I'm sorry, guys, but we want Kunigami. Everybody is shocked. What? I mean, Isagi has said it himself. If he had Bado on his team before, he might be able to manipulate him into anything. Make him literally unstoppable. But why Kunigami? What about Chiguri? His speed's insane. Reo pleads to Nagi, but Nagi shrugs. He apologizes to Reo, saying that he knows he'll get back here. He knows he will. But it's Izaki's choice. It's his choice. Izaki would nod, telling Kunigami to not let him regret this. Kunigami would smirk. Everybody else has gotten their chance. I haven't evolved enough, but I assume that's why you chose me. Izaki would smirk, saying that Kunigami can be a bigger villain and monster than Bato ever could be if he utilizes him properly. And of course, and in all technicality, the 5 people that are there are already done. But at the same time, Izaki knows himself that nothing is that simple. It never is that simple. So when they're all sent off and they begin talking, they all speculate. What's it gonna look like? What's going to happen? And who will they go against next? They begin thinking, maybe it's another 5-on-5. Maybe it's just to see and eliminate more people. He has no idea. I mean, it could be anything, really. Izaki would think, if everybody and everything, well, is, kind of insane, and everyone is super rich, could you think we are... Rin would look at him. You're insinuating we're going to be facing pros, aren't you? Isagi would nod. Yeah, you could say that. Rin would be just disgusted. The fact that he's even talking to this guy. The fact that he's really levels above him. How did he let this happen? How? Of course, nothing would be said. Nothing at all. Rin would be in his own head, in his own mind. But eventually, after some studying and some other things, it's finally time, well, for them to take on the World 5. They would enter the arena for their 5-on-5 match. They would see 5 people, stoic, but happy, talking to each other, hearing something about them getting a fat bag and a ton of money. And Rin would even walk over there, saying that, and asking if they're a bunch of part-timers, because they're going to make this little, or he's going to make this little trip traumatic. Of course, this is a little bit confusing. They think that, this guy, he has a lot of confidence. There's no way he's going to be able to keep up. Not even close. So it's going to be the World 5 versus Nagi, Kunigami, Isagi, Rin, and also Bachira. And quickly, very quickly, it would begin. Bachira would come out at a blaze of glory, dribbling in between everybody, and it's obvious that he's extremely skilled. But it seems after the first goal that was scored, very quickly, in fact, well, after the goal is scored, let's just say the pros begin to turn it up a bit. 1-0, well, they make it 1-1 extremely fast. Izaki would see how capable and how talented all of them are. That's insane. One would dart right by him as if it's in a flash of glory, like nothing. Same thing with Rin. They would see something insane. I mean, it's as if they can't even keep up. And all they can see, though, is a smirk on Izaki's face when the World 5 is already up 4-1. They ask him, what's up with the smile? I mean, they're kind of getting dominated, no? Of course, Izaki sees it, and he knows they are. He looks at them, and even looks at a couple of them. Some of you are prodigies. Some of you are well-oiled machines. That is fantastic. There's more of you. They're all confused. What the hell is wrong with this kid? There's more of you. to devour. Everyone's confused. What the hell is... He looks toward Bachira, who's currently kicking the ball in. Give me the ball. Bachira looks in his eyes. Now that's the look in your eyes that I like to see. He kicks the ball to Isagi, and the World 5 stands still. What the hell does this kid think he's doing? Seriously, what does he think he's doing? He would then charge forward, and immediately the Brazilian rep that is currently there, the Brazilian player, would try to stop him. And he would. The defensive power and vision he has is insane. But Isagi would begin to dribble and dribble. The same thing Rin tried to do to him, mimic Bachira. But this time, Isagi knows how to mimic Bachira. He knows Bachira. He would cut through. He would literally cut through the Brazilian rep. He would get by him. He would be shocked. Oh, that guy's insane. He would get by him, and Isagi would see a shot on the goal. But there's multiple people converging. And just as they converge, he would kick the ball forward. What is he doing? He's not going to keep up with that. He's not going to catch that. There's no way. Of course he's not. Of course he's not. Not at all. The France rep would catch up almost instantaneously. He would be insanely quick. He would tell the kid that, he did good. He got by one of them. But there's no way. Just as he's saying this, Isagi is there. How did the kid catch up? He pops the ball up and then kicks it forward. Of course, this is insane. He's doing this all on his own. He's devouring all of them. Just like he wanted. He would be then contested by another one of the World 5. There's no way he gets by them this time. He won't even be close. But just as you think this would be true, he goes for the same shot Rin went for. Rin looks. No way. Rin may have gotten a shot off because of Bachira and scored in the beginning, but this one is far more impressive. Off balance, leaning to the side. He boots the ball. No way. Rin looks. There's no way in hell he makes. It clings off the crossbar. But it's just underneath the crossbar. Bouncing right into the net directly after. Everybody's standing still. The World 5 doesn't even know what to say. This kid. They all look. This kid is the exact product of Blue Lock, the one they truly have been looking for. Ego's watching, and a smirk grows over his face. This kid is even greater than I thought he would be. This is perfect. Isagi, Yoichi, Isagi truly may be the perfect striker. Just as Ego would think this and say this, Isagi would go back and he would look at the World 5. Well, it's over, you guys. It was fun. I appreciate the experience. I'm truly humbled. The World 5 would be confused, but then realize Isagi understands. There's no way in hell he wins this. At least not on his own. A couple passes would ensue, and the 5th point would be scored by the World 5. Isagi may have done something insane, immaculate, something that would change the course of Blue Lock in the eyes of, Ego. But even the World 5 knew that you can't hide every single weakness on your team. Everybody has them, even if Isagi doesn't have any himself. His teammates have them, and they are the flaws he carries. The game is over, but the World 5 would walk over to Isagi and congratulate him, saying that the kid is on the level of pros, maybe even better than some of them. But then they would argue slightly to who he's better than, and it would be kind of a funny moment. But Isagi and his team would eventually be escorted out and leave, and they would await the arrivals of the other teams. As they await, They wait for the team that they've been looking for. They look for the people that they want to see. But there's one person that they don't see. Baro. Baro's not there. He's been eliminated? He has. Isagi would shake his head. Well, I guess the big guy couldn't play nice. I mean, that's what happens. Reo, Chiguri, and many others would walk in, and they would see the others. They would congratulate each other, but Isagi would just be disappointed. They would question why, and he would say that Baro, he has so much untapped potential, so much greatness, so unpredictable. I mean, truly, he could have been a secret weapon. Isagi would look at them. I don't know. I just have a feeling. I have a strong feeling we'll be seeing him again. They're all confused. What? What are you on about? Just as he says this, it seems like everything has now been done and over with. Ego informs the finalists that there's about to be a change with the selection. It is now a match between them and Japan's U20 team. It has Rin's brother, Saitoshi, with them, and if they lose, the program will be shut down. But if they win, they will supersede the U20's team's position. Well, and Ego remarks that his faith is in them, believing they could truly win. Isagi would then look toward them and say that they might not see the villain king, at least not for a little bit, at least in his own opinion and his own theory. But that's okay, because he carries the villain king in himself. They're all standing there. Yeah, this is going to be fun. And that is a wrap for What If Isagi Had a Stat Leveling System. If you enjoyed, show some love. Leave a like, leave a sub, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff, you know. Appreciate the support. It's really late for me right now. My voice is kind of gone. I apologize. I've been trying to get this video over and done with, and I may have went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to go. But hey, you guys got a long finale. Let's go. With that said, hope y'all enjoyed, and I hope all y'all have an amazing day. Later.